Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Photoshop. And today, I'm just gonna be going through some simple stuff, showing people what all the tools do and everything that you can do with it. So up here, this is the move tool, so you can move stuff around if you have stuff selected. This is a marquee. Yeah, it's a rectangular marquee, and if you right click on it, you can choose from different types of marquees. So here we have an elliptical marquee, and we have a rectangular marquee selected right now, so you can choose whatever ones you want. Or no, okay, you can't do that. And then this is the lasso tool. See, I have a lasso tool, I have a polygonal lasso tool, and magnetic lasso tool. So I'm going to show you what the magnetic lasso tool does. So I'm going to click, it sets a point, and every once in a while you want to set a point, and what it will do is it will go all the way around your object. Okay, so say this is all I want. Okay. Yep, forget that happened. Okay, well, let's, up here, if you look at the top of the screen, we have a bunch of options up here. So let's say I selected all of the puffin. Yes, it's not a penguin, it's a puffin, it's a bird that looks like a penguin. And let's say I selected it. So if I wanted to, like, delete that layer or something, I could go to layer via cut in there. Well, that didn't work at all, actually. Oh, yeah, see? It worked, kind of. And, yeah. And see, now that I cut it out, I can move that. So, let's say, like, you have a piece of something that you kind of want to, like, break apart into pieces. This is a good way to do that. So, okay, what's going on there? Okay. So, let's just get back here. Alright. So, we're back to the original photo, and that's what the magnetic lasso does. The lasso tool, all it does is you just click and hold, and you can like draw around it, and you can still use like all the same buttons that like not all the same buttons, but you can still go into layer and new and all the other stuff. But that's for the next episode. Today I'm just showing you all the buttons and like all the selections, is what I mean, and what they do. So once I go through all of these, I'll show you each individual one and what they do on these poor two puffins. And this one is the magic wand tool. Now, there's two, and one's a quick selection tool. The other one is the magic wand tool. Now, what the magic wand tool does is when you click, it will select all of the same one color. So, let's say I want, like, it doesn't really work the best. I highly suggest that you don't really use it unless you have a photo that's all the same exact shade, all the same exact color. Otherwise, I don't suggest using that. Now, this tool, you should all know, is the crop tool, where you can make your photo bigger or smaller. So let's say I just wanted like wanted it like this, and so I'll do that. I go up here. Okay, so watch my mouse. I go up here, and I go to this check mark right here, which I've highlighted. I'm gonna click on that, and then I have it cropped. And that's what the crop tool does. And then you have the respective crop tool, the slice tool, and the slice select tool. And now here is your eyedropper tool. Now what that does is you'll see right here I have the color green and then selection. Now watch when I take my color selection tool or the eyedrop tool, and I bring it over to the orange on his foot. Now when I click, it will collect that same exact tone of color, and if you go into like paint stuff or you go into recolorize things, it will use that color that you have selected down there. Now, the next tool is the healing brush, the spot healing brush. And this tool is actually, hold on, even my mic. This tool is actually pretty good, and it's useful. And you might be asking why it is so useful, and that's because, okay, let's say I don't want this gap anymore. Well, that's not really what it's meant for. But let's say let's take this. Let's just take the, I'll take this tool, and I'm gonna change the brush size real quick. I'm gonna bring it up to like 68. And let's say I want to like change his stomach orange. This probably isn't gonna work, but I have no other way to really show it. And what it'll do, if you look at it, it'll try to make it look original, or like if you add something onto it and you're trying to like make it blend in, like what I'm doing when I go over it is kind of making it look more natural. And if you want, you can click and hold. It's kind of like a paintbrush in a way. It can kind of distort some of your photos, but yeah, I hope you get the point of that. I'll be right back when I'm done doing this. Okay, well, I'm back. I had to add in the history thing real quick, so it's a lot easier. But I hope that kind of explains what the spot healing brush does. It's kind of hard to explain. What you can do to open up the history thing is you go into Windows, and the window thing, and you have a bunch of different options. And it's just right down here, it's history. If you just click on that, I'll check mark, and it'll pop up down here. If you want, you can just drag it down into this. And you can do that to clear all the history if needed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And anyways, so on to the next tool, which is what I was talking about, which is the color replacement tool. You also have the brush tool, the pencil tool, and the mixer brush tool. But right now I'm going to show you what the color replacement tool is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to take my quick selection tool. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take my quick selection tool. I'm going to change the brush size up a little bit. And see, I have all this selected for later on. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an extra layer real quick. Okay, so with the color replacement tool, what you can do, like I showed you earlier, is you can take your eyedropper tool and you can select what color you want. Or if you want, you can go down and you can click on this and you get a huge variety of colors. So let's say I want like a lime green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my color replacement tool, I'm going to go over the bird with it, and if you look, it still keeps the same texture, but it's all still looking exactly the same, which I think is pretty neat. Alright, so the reason I made that new layer is because of the reason that see, right now I'm clicking and holding, and see I'm going like this, but it's not showing at all because I have the layer down here selected and it's not going on anything else. Now if I go down here and I click the eye, it'll disappear. And so now, yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you don't want this layer anymore, you can just delete it. That's what I'm going to do. And then you can go in, you can, if you want, you can change it all green. It doesn't really matter. And so I think that's also a pretty neat tool to use. And on to the next tool. This is the clone stamp tool. And yeah, okay, what you're gonna do is, this is for Windows, and you have to do Alt on the keyboard, and then you have to click to define your source point. Now, if I start to go like that, it duplicated it. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so it duplicates everything around it. So if I keep going, it just pretty much takes a whole image and it will go over it. And that's the end of this video for the tools. In the next video, I'll be going over the rest of the tools.